Alright, hey there everybody. Looks like this is working. Okay. Close all of that. So, yeah. Kerbal Space Program again. I wanted to try and get to the moon by Wednesday. I don't think I can actually do that by today. Don't know how realistic that is. I don't necessarily know if I want to try and, land there by Wednesday. But I do want to try to get there by Wednesday. Or do an orbit around it or something like that. Or just crash someone on there, who knows. That could also work. So we're going to be doing this a little bit. So one of the things I should probably be doing is actually spending down this cash a little bit more frequently. I did do that mission that I was stuck on last time. It just took a lot of persistence doing it the stupid way I was doing it. I did get a good orbit eventually, but it took a while. Either way, I've got a couple of these things going on right now, some missions that I have to do. I'm just going to go in here and double check what are active. So we set it so I have to do a Mark 16 parachute above Kerbin. Easy enough. I just have to get to an altitude of 4,000 to 10,000 meters, and then I have to have a speed of 240 to 290 meters per second. I don't really get what they're asking for in this mission, so we'll find out. This one just requires me to have the basic flea rocket booster. And this one I just have to test the heat shield. So this should all be something I can do with a really basic launch. Problem with this one is I have to get to an altitude of 40,000 to 52,000. So I will have to get to a different altitude for this one compared to the other ones. Frankly, they're all different altitudes. I'm wondering if I should get to this altitude and then hope that the other ones also work, but I'm not really sure. I kind of get the feeling like this is the altitude I'm supposed to get to, is this range, and then I'm supposed to drop or something. Who knows? We'll find out. Either way, so we've got the ability to get some upgrades here, honestly. So what I'm probably going to try and do is figure out what we want to upgrade next. The launch pad, we've got that sort of limit there. I'm wondering, what does the upgrade for R&D actually do? This is the limit of how much science I think we can have. So that wouldn't really help us that much. Upgraded astronaut, more active Kerbals. And we can do EVAs, and they can place flags. That's kind of important stuff there. We're not doing any spaceplane stuff. I don't know if I really need to upgrade anything except potentially the vehicle assembly building. But I don't really need to do that for what we're doing for these missions here. So we're just going to head in here and just do these quick missions, get the money, get the research. So we're just going to take the basic command pod, the Mark 16 parachute, and we're supposed to use the Flea solid booster, and we know that the stupid thing has to be activated at the altitude, so what we could do is actually just have this stuck down here and use a coupling ring, or decoupler, and then have more stuff underneath that would let us do a better boost. So we could actually even do something silly like this, or that's not even that silly, that's just very basic. And go for some fins here. Very, very, very simple rocket. Basically just a missile. Test probe 6. But I'm just going to double check our numbers that we have to get to. It was the heat shield, it was the parachute, and it was the booster. The booster has to be activated at 11,000 to 18,000. I wonder what the heat shield actually means, though. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by the heat shield, because, is that a separate component, or is that just the innate heat shield that we have? It doesn't say I have to have anything equipped, so... Oops. Yeah, just dislike the ambiguity of the missions that they've got. Okay, I think this should actually be fine. I have to do the staging. Because I don't want the decoupler to go and then to immediately launch. I want the decoupler to go and then have something activate afterwards. Then that is fine technically. Let's just see if this is powerful enough, because it's a very light ship. It's got very minimal components. SAS on. Ooh, I've got some auto things here. I can auto prograde, auto retrograde. Turn this on here. Oh, this one's going to be weird. And we're getting some heat shearing on the fins there. Okay, so to test the flea, I think I could actually be doing something a little bit lighter there. What's our speed? Wait, to perform the test, use the Run Test option in the Parts context menu. Where's the Heat Shield context menu? Okay, apparently this is something I'm going to have to fiddle with, figuring out what exactly is going on with it. So we want to be pointed retrograde, because we want to do a retrograde burn when we get to the correct distance and get ourselves to the speed of 350 meters per second. To 480 meters per second, I think. Nope, this is not a new file. I did actually just beat that orbital thing eventually. Just had to fiddle with the thrust vectors a little bit. Okay, so where's run test for this component? I'm probably just going to end up getting this one. This one might be possible, but... Well, while we're waiting for this to happen, I'm just going to... Actually, let's check here. Should be just about to reach apoapsis. There we go. Yep. And we're going to do a burn at this point. I can't remember where our velocity even is on this interface here. More's the shame. This is, I think, our velocity. Lock on retrograde. Looks like we can actually just do that. Yeah, I upgraded the mission control, yeah. That actually provides us with some of this stuff, I think. Okay, what is our velocity going to be when we get down to here? I think we might actually be going too fast. I think the thing that we went for is way too fast, actually. I also need to check what the heat shields component actually is. I might actually just axe this test, not because I think it's actually going poorly, but because I think I'm missing something here. So, I don't need this much rocket for this style of what we're doing here. I just need probably this. But what I'm actually going to do is have 2 flea solid boosters here. And then a hammer. Then we're going to do the sequencing. Yeah, that's going to be going a bit too fast, I agree. Delete. Backspace. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have that, and then the decoupler, then that, then that, and then that. I'm actually wondering if the second one should be a different type of staging, but it might be worth checking to see how we're doing here. This might actually be just about the right range, I think. Okay, so we got that, and then 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 that. So what is the heat shield that I'm supposed to be testing? Oh, is that... No, it wouldn't be any of those. Like, do they actually just call it a heat shield? Is that what we're... Ah, here we go. There is, okay. So, if that's what we're dealing with, what we probably actually have to do is take this component, add that to the bottom here, and then add the rest to that. That does not play nice with what I'm doing here. Okay. No, I actually don't want to do that. But it doesn't really matter actually that much because the parachute will automatically calibrate to the right conditions there. I should probably actually just do what they tell me to do with the parachute settings. Okay, so apparently the heat shield is an actual component, which I did not know. Because normally I just have a heat shield, which works just fine. Okay, so we have a flea that should activate at the right altitude. This one we should be able to set up, because we're going to be burning retrograde with this flea at this altitude, which should slow us down. Hopefully it's not going to accelerate us away from Kerbal, which I might actually have that... I might need another engine. This one I might not be able to do that easily. I'm not sure if I'll be fast enough, so we'll just do a quick check here to see if I can get these ones done. I don't think that this is quite set up so that I can do all 3 of them, and honestly I might be better off just doing runs for each of them separately. Let's turn on SAS. Activate this so I can tell what we're doing here. The thing is, I can eject this component. Actually, no, I forgot to add a decoupler to that. I was thinking maybe I could eject that while it's going. Might as well hit this, try and get up to here. I'm not sure if we're going to actually be running fast enough for this one. Okay, so we hit our apoapsis. Yeah, we're not going to be moving at the right velocity to test the heat shield at this point here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure actually what I'd be doing to get this one, but I think I can get the other ones to work. Maybe. This one's gonna be a little bit tricky, I think, but we'll definitely get one of them. So we want to be pointing retrograde here. Hit surface. Well, we don't want to hit the surface. Well, we do kind of want to be hitting surface, just not right now. Okay, where's our altitude? I guess I have to be on here to get altitude. So when we get in this range, I burn, and hopefully we'll be at the correct speed when we're doing it, but I think we're going to be too fast. Heat shield I might have to test on a... I have to test it while it's at 40,000, so it would have to be a higher one than that. We're going to be going way too fast when we get to the correct altitude. I'm wondering if I almost want to be doing this with like controlled burns to get to the exact altitude, and then we eject the controlled burn, activate the flee. Because we're going to be over velocity by a lot. We're already way over velocity. This could just be a timing thing. That means we're also going to end up being over velocity for this boy here. Well, we'll do a full burn and then we'll activate the parachute and we'll just see what happens. I get the feeling we might accelerate too much in the other direction. I'm going to start doing this at about now. Got it. Okay, so we got the Mark 16 parachute mission. This one I might have to just have multiple boosters so that I can just keep burning them until I'm at the right speed and at the right altitude. That combination is going to be a bit tricky. Also, I did forget to... This should be okay, because it's empty, and it's a fairly light component. That tumbling I don't like, but okay. Looks like we're okay. Alright, so we got that. Tracking station. The important thing is we get a little bit of money and everything like that. Alright, so recover. Liquid fuel to control my speed going up. Yeah, I'm thinking that. I don't necessarily know that I like ejecting liquid fuel, but I guess that is a thing you can do. Okay, so that completed that mission. Or did it? Yep, absolutely. Well, if we're doing that... I could always just dig myself into a deeper hole here and just, you know... activate the part through the staging sequence. That's what I have to be paying attention to, is like when it says that sort of stuff. This is a very different thing, I think. Honestly, I could probably just take it, because it gives you a lot of time to complete these. It's not like I wouldn't be able to. The amount of money that you get for these is kind of, like, low, but it also gets you science, it gets you renown and stuff like that. That's why I guess you do it. Yeah, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Okay. So I'm just going to work on these one at a time instead of trying to get, like, multiples on a single go. Because I feel like I'm too incompetent for that. So, if I wanted to do this, that flee solid fuel booster, okay, so I'm actually going to add a decoupler this time just in case, just so I don't forget. We have to have a flee here, decoupler. Actually, what are the altitudes for this? This one is, I have to activate it at 21,000 to 2008. What I could actually do this one. I could do these two. Better contracts? Yeah, no, I figured that's probably the case. It's just that I want to have enough stuff so I can easily get to the moon without having to be super stressed about getting there in the first place, because that seems like that'd be hard. Okay. So what I could do is potentially have a controlled burn. I could have a high burn to get up to this altitude, and then I could activate this additional fuel booster to have a controlled slowdown to get to here, ditch that, and then activate the flee. I think that works. So we're just going to have a very weird thing here. I think we go with this one. And then we actually have to decouple this thing. And then, like you said, probably actually fine to get up to that initial altitude using liquid fuel. Because if I just stage and activate this, even if we're like heading in the wrong direction, I can activate it and I can deactivate it, so I can throttle back down. Let gravity take control, use the burn to get down to the correct speed, eject it. Okay, I think this is how we do this, but I just don't know if I've got the right fuel configuration. I could do math, but I'm here already, so let's just do this. I get the feeling like this might actually be too much weight in fuel for this, but we'll find out. Okay, so that thruster goes, then we decouple, that thruster goes, then we decouple, that thruster goes, then we decouple, and then we parachute. The parachute we can just sort of activate whenever, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm actually going to add in some of those science things, because I actually just haven't used some of the situations. Like, there's just been some... Like, I don't think I've used the pressure barometer on the landing pad, or launch pad, rather, for example. I don't need two of those. So I'll just use this on the launch pad, and then we'll get that information. Okay. I really dislike the fact that they sort of stick it on the launch pad without any scaffolding or anything like that. It makes me nervous. As it just sort of topples over. Yeah, I haven't done this yet. I have done the goo, though, I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe I haven't. Alright, well, whatever. Alright, flip open these. So, our staging is, we fly up to an altitude of 21,000, we eject the booster, we activate the other one, immediately throttle down, we let ourselves fall down to this area, we use the booster to get down to the correct speed, we eject, and then we activate the flee. And I'm not going to do this one right now. I'm going to do that later. So, alright, we've got throttled up. We're probably fine. As far as am I going to make it up to the correct altitude, that's the trickier question with this setup. I don't really know. Sounds like I need to research some scaffolding. Yeah. Is that something you can get in this one? There's actually a couple of things I really wish they had. Like, I wish instead of giving you the spacebar thing, I wish there was a big button somewhere over here that had, like, initiate countdown, and you hit the button, and it goes, like, T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, liftoff, that sort of thing. I think that would be so much better, but oh well. My temptation to accidentally hit spacebar to throttle down is like immense. That is the wrong button though. I'm going to be short on altitude by just a little bit, I think. No, I'm not. I'm going to be able to coast. Okay, so we eject this here. Oh wait, we're past the altitude. Shoot, okay. I was going too fast when I went there, so I actually have to do I have to do another stage burn, I think. Oh, I know what I need to do. I can actually revert launch. I just have to keep an eye on my speed and then change the throttle. Because I keep forgetting that I can actually change the throttle of this stupid thing. Okay, so I have to be in the 220 to 380, so we're going to be definitely closer to the 380. Control is down, shift is up. I need to be keeping in the zone somehow. And watching the multiple numbers, just not my jam. Throttle down. Yeah, I forgot that's a thing I'm allowed to do. I need to keep throttling up to get out of the initial atmosphere, though. Which is a problem. Okay, so let's try throttling down here. It's 380 that I can get up to. Let's look at the wrong number there. Okay. Okay, I think I have to be out of fuel before I do that. What happened there? Okay, something weird happened on that one. I'm not sure what. It didn't decouple properly. It might be I decoupled and then fired up the engines too quickly afterwards or something. It could also just be that I have to have, like, full, I might have... This might have to be empty somehow. Which, if that's true, that sucks. Because then I have to do math again, or basically figure out exactly how much fuel to use. If that's the case, though, what I'm looking for is a less efficient burn, which is weird, but... The staging might be wrong? Wait, is it? Oh, shit, you're right. No, that is correct. No, that is correct. Yeah, yeah. At least for that part. I'm just going to do this because it's a less efficient ascent. And just try and maintain a relatively constant velocity of this region-ish. Def doesn't have to be empty. I think I might have staged them too quickly. You know what I'm going to try doing is I'm going to deactivate the engines, I'm going to throttle down, then decouple, then swap parts, and then that should work. And then throttle back up, basically. Because this might have been ascending at me while I was doing that. Okay. So did this still doesn't... Oh, I'm using the wrong liquid fuel engine. That's the problem. I just realized I'm an idiot. I was not paying enough attention. Wait, which liquid fuel engine is that? Reliant Thud? What's the... I might not have it. Oh, that's this. Wait, what even is this thing? Alright. So, I think I know what to do here. Okay, so this is the part we're removing. This is the fuel. Hopefully that's how you activate those. And hopefully this blocks the fuel. Yeah, I was using the wrong engine. Go me. Okay, so let's check our staging here. But the technique worked, and that's the important thing for me here. Hopefully these things don't draw from the... Like, hopefully the coupler blocks the fuel from going through. I'd imagine it should. I know there's a way to have a coupler where the fuel actually passes through the different sections, which would be awkward for us, but yeah, let's give this a shot. I didn't even... Yeah. I'll have to right-click the decoupler and turn off the fuel exchange. Enable crossfeed, so disable crossfeed, right? Is it supposed to say disable crossfeed, or does that mean when I click the button it disables crossfeed? Oh god, okay, well... Guess we'll find out. I hate it when UIs do that. It's like, it should say disable crossfeed, or enable crossfeed activated, or enable crossfeed deactivated. That's how you disambiguate that kind of system. But, okay, whatever the hell. Let's throttle up here. Okay. I was kind of wondering, because it should have staged into completion in the previous test, but it should say, okay, good. Alright. I was wondering if you needed a specialized decoupler to do that. It's nice to know that you actually can just do it with the basic coupler. Okay, so again, we're going to get up to about 280, and then we're going to get that as a steady rate. Although we're less aerodynamic, so this might actually be a little bit harder to accelerate up to speed here. Still, go for that 280 range. Maybe 300. Then throttle down a little bit. Adjusting our throttle is annoying, but that's fine. I forgot to do the tests on the ground again. I'm always forgetting to do that. Okay, getting ready to cut engines. Decouple. Activate. Got it. Okay. Deactivate that. Set to retrograde. What's our apoapsis? It should be pretty low since we weren't going very fast. Then we'll get to the altitude of around there. Then we'll burn hard to get our speed to the correct speed. And then we'll fire the flea. Basics are handled by decouplers, which is nice. Yes, that is definitely nice. I'm not sure how well these are going to be as far as like thrust in the correct vectors, but it should be okay. Oh, actually, we might not even have to use this. We might be about the right velocity. No, we're going to be fast. We're going to be fast. Let's just maintain our speed at about 350 once we sort of get the option to get around there. There we go, correct speed. No, I can actually... Unfortunately, we're accelerating away from the planet again, but... That's fine. Wait, did we miss that? I think I missed. Okay, we're going to try this again here. But I'm also going to try and remember to do the basic tests here. I'm not sure which part I missed, but I think I just missed by like a tiny amount. I'm going to forget to do this so many times. I'm pretty sure I've done the crew report from here, though. Yeah. Okay. Throttle up. I did just barely miss it. Was it the velocity or the... I think it was the distance or something like that. I think I was too low. Just shy of the speed requirement. I was going too slow, wasn't I? It's hard to look at sort of all the numbers simultaneously sometimes and get them to line up exactly when you need them to and where you need them to. This is why you're supposed to have like multiple sets of eyes doing different things and being like on target or whatever, you know. I'd use chat, but there's a delay, and I'd have to look at chat, so that wouldn't help me at all. I drop below the requirement. Yeah, I kind of figured. Okay. Throttle down, thuds. Oh, God. I got it. Okay, good. Stress. Okay, I'm just hitting retrograde. I'm going to let ourselves get to our apoapsis and then swap. What are we actually using to rotate the ship, anyway? Like, that's what's confusing me. Because you shouldn't actually just be able to freely rotate the damn thing however you want. It's actually a process. Okay. We might actually not even need to use these at all. We might actually just drop these, like, immediately. No, we're gonna definitely need to use these a little bit. Okay. No, actually, I think we're on target. Got it. Okay. They use reaction wheels? Okay. Yeah, actually... is that supposed to be able to pivot you that quickly with that much mass behind you? Okay, well, fair enough, I guess. Hopefully that didn't put us out of, like, orbit or something like that. That would be awkward. Oops. Okay, so we can decouple that and we can activate the parachute even though it doesn't actually do anything yet. We hit retrograde. Just face straight down towards the Earth again. Should autocorrect afterwards. This thing, like, these things spin way faster, I thought, than reaction wheels should be able to, but I have no idea. I know that the reaction wheels work because, like, if something inside the thing's rotating this... What the hell? Oh, right, the thing I ejected. Oh, what the heck? Like, the things inside spinning cause, like, the outside to spin in the opposite direction. It's like conservation of angular momentum or something like that, but the pods have different strengths for reaction wheels. When you've got like a huge amount of stuff behind it, I thought they weren't supposed to work very well, but I have no idea. I'm going to lose some of these pods, I think. I don't think I've got enough heat shielding to stop these things. Like, this thing's going to probably explode. You'll eventually build stuff that won't spin as fast? Ah, fair enough. Oh, we weren't going to burn up because we didn't get high enough. Right, okay. There we go. This should be a nice landing. Okay, so that gets us 2 missions done and dusted. Having one empty engine stuck to the bottom here does actually make your descent, like, both... safer and just as safe and fast. I haven't done the grass yet, I don't think. I definitely haven't with, like, the temperature gauge and stuff like that, but... let's just give this a try here. Yeah, I hadn't done that yet. I'm not even sure if I've done, like, a crew report. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Tracking station. Recovered that. So we got a bit of science off of that, which is nice. We recovered the parts, which is, you know, fine. Jebediah is at a 1 star, which is good. Really hope we can get him up further so I can get some of the automation there, because I'm not smart enough to keep track of this. Alright, so that was 2 of our missions done and dusted, which is really nice. We got 343,000 of whatever this is. I don't even know what these numbers mean. Like, what is that, dollars? I don't know. I don't like these focused observational ones because I don't have an easy way to get above somewhere specific, so I'm not going to worry about that. That's basically all there is. There's the Thumper solid fuel booster at launch site. This one would be really easy. Test BACC Thumper solid fuel booster. I do that all the time. I'm just going to do that. And I guess we hit Explore the Moon. I'm going to leave facility for a second here. Alright. R&D here. Mark 1 crew cabin, ease 4 strut connector. Yeah, that's the structural internal stuff that stops your stuff from tilting over, which always makes me really nervous when I see that happening. This is a new type of decoupler. This is for larger... This decoupler has handy arrows to indicate which side it will detach from. I don't think that matters for us, but carries no fuel. There's merely a structural element. As such, it's lighter and more solid due to reinforcement. Interesting. A flag, okay. Launch stability enhancer. That's the thing that I was talking about that makes me less nervous. I would definitely take the Moon contract. Do I have to take it now, or like, I want to do it. I just wasn't sure if I needed to take it now. Alright, well, okay. I'm not going to complete it right now. That's just not in the cards, but maybe it is. Okay, we can get better flight control. This is, I think, for aircraft, isn't it? Small inline reaction wheel. Oh, no, this must be for No, this is for actual spacecraft. Okay, basic science. A lightweight sphere equipped with remote receivers and relay control input from the ground to the craft. Carries no crew at all. Okay. SC-9001 Science Junior. Is this a science module? Experiment storage unit, radial panel. This would be nice. Jeb's piloting skills. I thought Jeb was supposed to be a good pilot. Radiator panels, dissipate heat. Do any of these actually produce more science? Is it just the SC-9001 Science Junior, I'd imagine? I thought I could get more science by taking these. I'm not sure that that's true. I think that's still probably our best choice right now. I don't really know. Big chunks of science? Okay, yeah. I'm wondering if we could like just do the basic tests again and have that run in and give us a bunch of science there. Alright, what was our current set of missions here? We've got the basic thumper and then the test heat shield. So we're going to do the test heat shield and we're going to use thumpers off the launch pad for that for a multitude of reasons. So we need the heat shield. I wish this game had a pause so that while I was at the correct speed at the right altitude, I could test the heat shield. Because, like, actually getting that at the right time and the speed and everything is going to be a narrow window because we're going to be moving fast while that's happening. Okay. So, do I want that to be re-entry speed, or do I want that to be I need to be moving this fast away from at the time? I don't want that like that. I'm gonna do this. I need a decoupler first. Pad plus flight plus low orbit plus high orbit would pay itself back in extra. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that was probably true. That's why I figured that was probably the more useful ones to pick up early. I'm actually going to try and add that in now. I'd imagine you drop that in underneath the heat shield, right? So you do this. Because I know that, like, the, this should be able to withstand one additional module, if it's a small module. So I think that should be fine. Unless this is a lot lighter. 0.05 tons, this is 0.2 tons. Okay, so maybe what I would do is have it drop that module, and then let me just check the dry weight of something, because I know something already is fine. Because this thing is actually fine. It's a mass of 1.5 tons. That's way heavier. So I should be able to land it with that. Okay. So we have that. Then we have our... let's control our descent a little bit. I'm feeling like this might be easier with a re-entry. And then we use control burn to adjust our speed. Yeah, I was thinking it would be okay, yeah. So I'm almost wondering if we want to do additional thumpers. Like, do I do a triple array? Oh, I do have a heat shield underneath it. I got the heat shield underneath it for the test. I don't like the way this is arranging itself, but we'll deal with that afterwards. I'm definitely going to be doing re-entry, unfortunately, because I have to be moving really fast for a part of this. Actually... this might be too fast. That is not how I want that. That is better. Then the decouple, then that fires, then that decouples. Not at the same time, please. That can fire and decouple at the same time, and then the decoupler there. Why do I have a decoupler? I just have two stacked together, okay. Did I remove both decouplers? Maybe. I think I did. Okay, that's the heat shield. So I put the decoupler back in. Then probably have to rearrange the whole thing again. Okay, so those decouple. Nope. Okay, so that one fires, then it decouples, then that one fires, then it decouples, then that one fires. I need to add another stage. Okay, then that decouples, then that. Not sure that those are connected to the decoupler. Which ones? These things? Oh, you're right. It might not be. You know, I think I have the decoupler too high up. I'm gonna have to rearrange this again. Goddamn game. There, okay. Those, then that, then that. Then that, then that, then that, then that. Okay, that looks correct staging-wise. I just need the aerodynamics now. Okay, I don't think those wings are looking pretty, but that should work. I'm gonna check to see if this is... I'm going to see if this is approximately capable of getting us where we want to go here. And let's just also do the science. All the science that I don't understand, I guess, as Kryptonite mentioned. Okay. So we're going to turn that on here. Going to turn on retrograde. No, I'm just kidding. Right. So, duct material studies. 7.5 science just for the launch pad. Nice. Okay. Closed door. All right. So what we have to try to do here is get up to a much higher altitude, accelerate back down towards this area, or I could hope that we just are in the Goldilocks zone when we get around that altitude, which I don't think we will. So, here goes nothing. So that's done. How do I turn that off, I wonder? I'm going to hit this thing, that way I can go run test at the right time. That way I just have to like be on the ball and hit the button at the right time if we get to the right speed / right thing. I might be going too fast. This might be too much rocket for this little weight. No, I think we're okay. I just hope we don't burst into flames. That's what I'm really hoping for. Okay, we're not on fire, which is nice. Correct altitude. Nope. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till we get back down. Okay, so we're at the correct velocity now, but that's not necessarily going to mean anything once we start decelerating, heading back down. I'm going to decouple that. We're throttled all the way down, so I'm going to activate this. I just have to be mindful of the fact that that's something I do later. Okay, our apoapsis is quite a ways away, so we're just gonna go fast here for a bit. Almost made it on ascent. Yeah, if I had just a tiny amount of if I had 2 thrusters somehow on that second burn, I don't know how I would do that without it being really lopsided looking. Okay. Gonna hit retrograde here. And our altitude is really high compared to where we need to be. But we're accelerating fast. Alright, I think our plan is gonna work here. Still wish this game had a pause option. Probably does, I just don't know what it is. Okay, how's our speed? Once we get around to 2,000-ish, I might actually start fluttering our engines on just to keep ourselves at a stable speed. Because we're going to be over, I think, our velocity. I think we're going to be over target. Well, maybe not. 2,000 meters per second is pretty generous. If I don't make that speed, I'm going to be very surprised. It's one of those nail biter moments that like looks really boring, but like no other way to pause. Yeah, because I can't run tests while I'm in escape, right? What if I, went prograde and accelerated towards the planet? That couldn't possibly go wrong, right? Okay. Got about 15,000 kilometers, or 150,000 kilometers left. Or 150,000 meters, not kilometers. 150,000 meters would be way, way more. We'll definitely make target speed. I think we'll be over. I actually don't care about graphics too much in games. That's the thing for me. It's because I'm nearly blind. I just have very bad vision. Wait, what's flying? Wonder what that means in this context. Does that mean I have to have the engine burning, I think? Oh, it's also needs some optimization work. I'm not too surprised, honestly. Okay, so what constitutes... Does this mean I have to have an aircraft? This might mean I have to use an aircraft. Oh god, that would be awful. Okay, I think that's what that means, honestly. Still, we can get some science and we can get some other good stuff here. I'm gonna start burning. Well, the fact that I now have to do an aircraft mission is one of those ones where it's like, I might actually dump the mission and lose the penalty, but... Run test? No, we got it. Okay, good. Full burn. Get our velocity down. It'll say flying when you're back in atmo. Oh, okay, yeah. No, I was wondering like what exactly constitutes that. So thankfully it did. I'm glad that I didn't give up hope there. Yeah, I'm glad that I still have my finger over the button. It's just like run test, run test, run test. It's a nice gentle descent thanks to that burn retrograde. No chance of us losing our science pod this one. I think that was our engine hitting the ground below us and exploding, so that's always lovely to hear. Always worry about when I hear that. Wait, what? How? Why? What? I think I know what happened. I was like really high altitude, so I had to adjust the altitude thing because of the fact that we were in a mountain. Oh, you asshole game. Alright, fine. After all that, man. I guess I need to check like where the landing zone is relative to everything else. That sucks so hard. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm wondering if I should change the requisites for our parachute opening before. Well, it's set to an altitude of 1,000, so it was going to deploy at 1,000. It deployed the first stage at 2,000, but the second stage deployment was supposed to happen at 1,000, but we were at 1,600 when we hit the ground, or 1,300 when we hit the ground, or something like that. I don't know. Either way, okay. Well, whatever. Thanks, game. That was lovely. The launch pad is easier? I guess so, but I'm not guaranteed to land in the same zone, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I dislike that this flipped to the other side here. Let's do that. That way it's on the same side as last time. I might get up to speed on the ascent if I do something slightly differently here, because I think I decoupled and burned a little bit slower last time. That explosion behind us might have boosted us a little bit. Jeez, okay, well, whatever. If we can get up to the correct speed this time. I don't think we will, but, you know. It's the thought that counts sometimes. Yeah, no, we're definitely not making it. Nope. I'll turn this on even though we don't have the liquid fuel going right now or anything. But, okay, so this time it's saying that we're going to be heading towards the ocean, but the retrograde burn caused us, I think, to drift somewhere. That might have caused us to hit... I'm not sure where we were hitting because of that. That's interesting. Well, regardless, we'll hit retrograde and then we'll fast forward a little bit. Oh, wait. The lines aren't accurate. Or it's not accounting for the fact that the planet's moving. You asshole game. Yeah, I thought this was like staying... If I hit this, does that not have... Oh, God. You asshole game. Okay, I think we are heading straight into the mountains here. I'm going to go ahead and hit that. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to change our altitude to 2,000. Going to reduce our min pressure down to 60. Or 0.6 rather. Okay, so we're facing retrograde. We're yeah, the way that I thought this was working was that the arc was compensating for the fact that the planet is rotating, because if we're on planet, it should be sort of like keeping that geostationary, I would imagine, but apparently not. So, yeah, we're heading straight into the mountains here. This could be very bad depending on how I end up doing this. Okay, cool, great, fantastic. Let's try and get our heat shield again. Well, you learn something new every day. How high is the highest mountain on Kerbal? That's a question for the ages. Can't wait to try and land on the peak of like some mountain where it's like 12 kilometers high or something like that. I don't know. That would make the parachute deployment kind of interesting. Yeah, I was looking at that, I was watching it rotate, I'm like, wait a second. Okay, I'm gonna go speed 3 for just a little bit here, down to maybe 100,000. Might need an upgrade though. Oh. I think something just exploded, but... how high up are we here? God, okay. I like that I just saw a component of ours whiz past us somehow. That's great. Okay, so hopefully I've got the altitude and everything right, because I do not have the ability to fix this if this is wrong. Okay, no, we're good. I probably deployed it too early, but Better too early than too late in this case. Oh god. Okay. We have got some scientific equipment that we can do from the Highlands area, so we'll be able to check that out in just a second here. Okay. So, Jebediah, give us a crew report. Perfect. No, not the crew hatch. Mystery goo. Barometric pressure. Log temperature. There we go. Okay. Yeah, figuring out like how high up your thing is one of those like, God, that would be. It's like, oh yeah, I think Jeb's just like, oh yeah, no, I think we're about like. You reset the thing? Okay. Let's close the doors here. We're not animals. All right. Cool. You don't have to... Oh, well, it's a bit late now. I'll try and find that next time. Alright, we got up to 41 science. We got 18 science out of just that, which is really nice. Got refunded a bunch. Cool. Total reputation's 139. What the? Oh, okay. So I probably need to upgrade our vehicle assembly area if I'm going to do a shoot for the moon kind of situation here. So I'm going to do that. And I might focus everything I've got on trying to get into a lunar orbit. Test Rove Max Model S2. What's Rove Max? Is that a rover? Terrestrial sort of thing? That seems like that's going to come later. Yeah, just shy of those here. Heavy rocketry. This seems like a powerful sort of thing here. I wonder if its fuel consumption is really high or something. The kickback is probably what we're going to need to get to a moon landing. These are recoverable? Huh. Where do I even get rovers, though? That's the thing. Is it exploration? Rove Max Model S2. So I'd actually have to design my rover. That is not going to go well. I'm not going to be able to do that at all. Okay, well, interesting. Aviation, I feel like I can ignore, but you kind of need that for some of this other stuff, I'd imagine. Man, okay. With what I have now, okay. It's just I wouldn't be able to do a sort of walk around or whatever the hell. Alright. So, fly by the moon, gather scientific data from the moon. Does that mean, like, from the surface of the moon? Or does that just mean I have to be in orbital? I have to check. Okay, so I don't necessarily feel like I need all the science stuff, but the thing is, like, with the setup I've got quite a lot of, wait, I don't have any money. That should be fine. Let's get rid of all that thing. That will count for science if I'm in orbit. Okay, good. Wait, I could use this probe then if I'm doing this mission. Right? Because if I do the probe... Wait, 10 minutes. Oh, okay. Well... Wait, do I have batteries? Two quadruple A batteries and 100 units of charge. Would this... Could you stick that on there and have that power it? I would imagine that's probably not exactly how you're supposed to power that. Alright, well, whatever. Let's just get a command pod over here. Oh, this is the cost. Okay, well. Be harder to fly? Okay. Because I don't feel like Jeb's coming home from this one. Necessarily. Okay, so... Yeah, I guess we try to have some basic science here. Solar panels and batteries, yeah. So batteries do work for that. Okay, I thought that was for like smaller, like more modular systems or whatever. Okay. So, I was gonna say Luna, but I think Muna is probably more appropriate for these idiots. Alright. Is there a way for me to do a launch coordination plan where it's like I map out areas? Because what we want to do here is actually fairly complicated. Well, we'll give this a shot first. Let's go ahead and get thermal, add a heat shield at the bottom. Decoupler. I can actually afford to just have like a hammer here, because all we're doing is like turning and burning away from the planet. I don't need to do anything like with a complicated set there. So we can do that. Coupler there. So how many stages do I think I'm going to need to get this done? I'm thinking I need probably 3 main burns. And some of them are going to have to be pretty big. So let's... get a coupler down there. No, I don't want the cheat sheet, but what I want to do is actually spend the time and do the math, because I'm that kind of person, but... Okay, can I get away with doing this without it tipping over? Like, the way that you would check is you check the delta V values and, sort of see where you go from there. The overall value would show you sort of like where you need to be, but you sort of figure out the totals. So if we do the staging, we like figure out the velocities of each of these in set, and then we disclude this one because we're not including that one. Because the delta V changes as we eject things. That's how we would sort of do it, but I don't want to stop and do the math right now. I don't know what the safe way to do the coupling for this is, honestly. I need to switch this to radial 3. Because what I want to be doing here is... like this. Like, do I need 2 sets of couplers? Do I want it to eject coupling from the sides and from the bottom, or do I just want to do this? Because I'm not really sure. I think I'll give this a try and see what happens. I'm guessing explosions. I think we're going to die, so this is going to be a short-lived test flight, in all honesty. Okay, so for staging, we want that one, and we want the other 3 around it. Oh god, okay. Okay, so you guys are firing simultaneous. Then we decouple that, and we also want to decouple... What the hell? Did I not put a coupler there? Oh god, okay. Okay, you know what? We'll remove you guys for now. Add that. Is this that big? I feel like this isn't that big, honestly. Okay. I feel like this is actually a fairly simple rocket array. Alright, so those 3, that one. Decouple that, decouple those. Then those 3. Decouple that, then this one. Decouple that, then this one. Then decouple that, and then this. Alright. This is gonna fall over on the launch pad, but we'll find out how bad that is. Alright, I have to also redo our... this thing. Whatever, it's probably okay. Is this big? I feel like this isn't that big. For a moon operation? How high up how high up is the moon? It probably varies, actually, but... Oh, it's not falling over on the station. That's good. I don't have any liquid boosters on here. Wait, do I have liquid? I don't have any liquid boosters on here. What are you talking about? All right. Yeah, test launch go. Yeah, structure would be probably better here. Now, the main problem I'm going to have here is I don't actually know how to locate the moon, and we have to do some specific things to burn to get to the moon, so that's fun. The hard part is getting into orbit around the moon? Yeah, like, I don't even know where the moon is right now, and that is not a good thing for operations control to say during this. Wait, why did one of these not burn? You were supposed to burn at the same time as those other ones, my dude. Okay, there's something wrong with my staging here. Revert flight. I was kind of wondering, because that felt like a slow burn considering. Turn SAS on. Should be all of you in here. Okay, that's better. That's much better thrust at the start. You go into orbit around Carbon first? That sounds like coward and cheater talk. I don't know. I think we just use a bunch of very carefully, very timed burns and turns to get to where we're going here. And I think that's the way we do this. Okay, so where's the moon? There it is. It is, like, on the opposite side of the planet from us. That is unfortunate. So I just want to see what sort of rocketry, though, we need to get in terms of, like, height and distances and stuff like that. I'm not actually trying to do a serious run for the moon here. I do feel like I need some new mission control stuff to accomplish any of this, though. Yeah, I don't think this is enough fuel to actually get to the moon. I guess the thing is that you're supposed to, like, go into an orbit. Let me see what the distances are, though. I want to just check that as well. Let's see here. It's 11,400 meters away from Kerbal. So even if I was in an orbital and then extended the orbital and slingshot out... Would you only need one stage to get to the moon and back? I don't know if... I feel like I would accidentally slingshot around the moon and, like, out into space or something like that, but... Well, theoretically we got what it takes. Let's see what we can do. Mind you, the last stage rocket we're not actually going to be able to get back with, but that's a different issue. And mind you, we're also burning this with a solid fuel instead of a normal thing, so it's also not great. There's a reason I didn't really bother doing the test on Kerbal. It's because I don't think I'm going to make it. We're just going to do this. Oh, I'm just testing out, like, distances. I'm not doing anything too serious right now. I'm also trying to figure out, like, do I think I need, like, stronger rockets, but apparently I can get there with what I've got. I think I have to remember that I can have a much, much, much higher parts cap, because I did upgrade the shop again. So I can make a much bigger, more elaborate thing with a lot more fuel cells for liquid fuel. The thing that was holding me back from using liquid fuel for a lot of these is that they take up so many component slots that it's hard to actually sort of use those without running out of components. But now that that's not a concern, I think liquid fuel actually probably is a much better option for certain parts of this. Okay, this is not a smart way to do this, but let's... see if we can't create an orbit with what we got here. Just gotta keep on target relatively here. For the sole purpose of this burn here. Like, I am guessing that the way you do this is a sort of slingshot around Kerbal sort of thing. Once you set up an orbit, you wait till it's, like, pointing you towards the moon, and then you sort of use that velocity to get there. That sounds like the coward's way to do it, honestly. Oh, that doesn't get me in orbit. Okay, so I need much stronger thrusters. What I should be using is, like, the parts cap more closely. Alright. I want to double check, though. What have I got for that? Certifiably insane. Look, I'm used to only having access to 30 parts or whatever. Like, when you only have 30 parts, you do that sort of stuff. Oops, that's the wrong button. I wanted to right-click. What is my actual parts cap? It's really high right now, I know that. Yeah, I can actually use 255 parts, so... Yeah, that actually really makes a lot more sense now that I think about it. It's just use actually like 255 parts instead of using 50. Because this is, I think, under... This might be under the original parts cap. Alright. So, I'm starting to learn that I need a lot of fuel and a lot of thrust to sort of do this, I think. I feel like... I'm gonna give our final stage booster quite a lot of fuel, and I'm gonna go with the efficiency engine. I don't know if that's the correct choice, but that's what I'm gonna go with. Do I still have the heat shield here? Yeah. Okay. So that's just going to be our final stage for getting back home, basically. I do want to have a larger liquid fuel one for sort of more general travel. And I think I want to have... I don't know how to do the decoupler for this part. This is the hard part. This needs to actually be tripled. Do I want to try this? I don't feel like this is a great idea. This is a lot of mass I'm adding, and a lot of components, but why not? What's the worst that could happen? I don't think this is... I can get away with a much smaller rocket. Well, I'm not going actually for a super huge one here. I am mostly just using sort of these things here. Because, like, even the initial takeoff, like, in a lot of ways, you can get away with the liquid ones. I just do want the solid booster to get off the ground. So I think I used, like, one set of solid boosters. Still think structurally this is not going to be super sound here. Okay. God. Okay. There we go. I guess the thing is, I don't actually have to be in that high of an orbit to start this. Though the higher the orbit, the easier it'll be to escape the orbital once you get around it. But I'm just going to give this a shot and see what it's like. Okay, launch all those, decouple all those. Do not decouple those. Wait a minute. These don't have boosters. Sometimes you forget the simple things in life. Like, you know, having actual thrusters on stuff. Alright. need decouplers as well. Yeah, I don't have any liquid fuel thrusters. Yes, that is the problem. That is a problem. Okay, so those three go. Then they decouple. This also decouples. I want the 3 to thrust. That one goes up here once. So that deactivates, that activates. That goes. This can actually be further down. When that one's going... Wait. Where is this decoupler? Is this... Do I have a decoupler underneath? Okay, that is not what I want. Had a spare decoupler there, that would have been catastrophic. Okay, reset this. Okay. Those ones, then that, and that. Then that burns. Once that's done burning, once those three are done burning, we can decouple all three of these. I also put one here, didn't I? Painful. Yeah, it's like, would you like to detach your thruster from your fuel? Yeah, sure. Oh god, it resets this every time. Why? Okay, that's fine. Then that. Then this is the last one, then blah blah. Okay. My brain is pretty fried right now, so I'm gonna give this a shot here. Alright. Let's see if this stands up without falling over. It should. I've noticed that odd number thrusters is how to go in this game, not even number. Turn throttle up to full. Yeah, I should probably be putting the structure stuff in there, but that's fine. Getting into orbit is one of those ones where I always want to go higher than I probably have to. I'm not sure why I'm like that, but I am like that. It's not a good orbit unless you're like in high orbit for no good reason. But yeah, this isn't even going to be a flight where I'm trying to actually get there. I'm just doing another test flight, so I didn't check the science module again. But this is just set up so that I'll be in a good position to get this done on Wednesday. I'm going to do a bit of a burn until we get a bit out of atmosphere, is I think when we're going to stop. I'm glad that I caught that. That would be very embarrassing if I didn't have these engines there when I was doing the actual burn. That would be just very embarrassing. All right. I might actually need a higher apoapsis than that, honestly. Okay, that might be a little bit more viable. Easier to line up if you do a low orbit. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you consider a low orbit, though? So I think I'm actually too low here. I'm gonna hit it again. I'm gonna punch it. The problem is I'm running out of liquid fuel pretty fast here. Yeah, 100,000, that's sort of around the range I was thinking. It's our most efficient form here in terms of everything, so... Hope that is much higher. It's gonna be... it's fine. Could have been turning faster, I think, before we got there. This isn't too off. But, where's the moon? Over there. The problem is I think I have to eyeball this because I don't have the instruments to actually figure out the flight path to the moon. I don't even know what angle it is compared to, like, if I'm going, like, this way, but I'm, like, off as far as, like, the y-axis goes, that would be really funny. Just go flying off, like, this way into space. I like how our engines haven't exploded yet. Okay. Well, I'm not trying to get there today. I'm trying to get there so I understand the mechanics for for Wednesday. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. This is definitely not the final flight that I want to make of this. But yeah, on Wednesday. Because I also don't have a ton of time. I've got to get going fairly kind of soonish. I don't mind if I increase the altitude in this burn, but I'm decreasing altitude. That's not good. Well, this is... I burned too late, I think, but I just have to have ourselves angled upwards enough. Not sure why we're dropping altitude so fast. Because we are angled upwards. Well, I just have to practice the orbit stuff again. It's fine. This is clearly not like working as far as going in orbit because I'm decelerating, or I'm descending way, way, way too fast for some reason. I just burned way too late, I think. Now we're kind of slowing down our descent a little bit, but... For some reason I find it easier to go into orbit when I'm going like the big rocket and I'm going higher. I don't know why. Just the way my brain works. Yeah, the higher one I guess is a lot more lenient. Yeah, no, the higher one would be a lot more lenient. That's definitely why. Well, we made orbit, but I don't think that I've got the fuel to be happy with this, because I don't know that I've got enough to make it home. Because we do this sort of like thing where I slingshot around here, and once we reach about here, we do a burn that way. Or wait, where's the moon headed? The moon's headed this way, right? So we would burn maybe here. I don't know what the velocity of the moon is. So part of the problem also that I've got at this moment is like, we have got that slight issue of I'd be shooting off this way, but I'm not aiming for here. I'm aiming for like, I don't know where, because I don't. This thing's traveling at 542 meters per, 542 and a half meters. Oh god, this can get me to the. Can it get me back though? I'm not sure I like this. I don't have the tools to get back. Oh god. Okay. Let's see here. Wait, add maneuver. Okay, how do I... Oh, okay, interesting. Target the moon. Okay. So... what does that actually do? There and back? Oh god, okay, well. We'll take our shot at it, we'll miss, because I don't know how to actually set the markers here. Is this line... No, I don't know. This is set from the apoapsis and the periapsis. So I guess if I was pointed at the apoapsis, what would happen is I would shoot off in this direction? No, that doesn't seem right. Well, for one thing, what would happen is I'd crater. Set the moon to my 3 o'clock. That makes it easier to just sort of navigate it. So should I be at 12 o'clock when I burn? Or should I be a little bit later? Put maneuver at 6 o'clock. Are you sure it's not 12 o'clock? Because I'm heading this way, aren't I? I don't know what these markers mean. 6 for burn. If I burn at 6, isn't that going to put me out this way? Is that what... Is the moon going to be here by then? Okay. Prograde vector on the left. God, okay. Wait, what? Okay. Oh no, that's periapsis. I'm looking at the wrong vector. Prograde is this button? Oh god, okay, there we go. Pull retrograde to dial it back. I get the feeling what's going to happen if I do this is I'm going to crater. Because I see that the line passes through Kerbal. That can't be right. Okay. Okay, so let me just check something. This is the prograde one, yeah. You had it right the first time? Yeah. Oh god. Okay, how do I undo this here? X. There we go. Moon at 3. This at 6. Add maneuver. Okay, so are we trying to aim for, like, here? Am I trying to aim for... Is the moon going to be there by the time I get there? Because it is traveling pretty fast, so that might be actually what's happening. Oh god, circumferences. Circumferences and I don't have radiuses. Oh god. The radius is the altitude, so 11,400 or 11,400,000 meters. So is it gonna be at 12 o'clock by the time I do a burn at 6 o'clock? That kind of makes sense. No, wait. Is that? Well, either way, I don't think that I'm going to get this right, so let's just fast forward to maneuver and find out what the hell happens. I'm going to hit prograde, because that's apparently where we're burning. I do not think the moon is not traveling that fast. Click on the center and move the node around. Oh god, that was the wrong button. I've screwed up. Okay, there. Sorry, no, that was. I tried to do the shift to get in closer, and I accidentally boost. There goes a bunch of refuel. Shoot. Okay, well, you'll see a projection of the moon pop up when you get close. Well, I screwed up, so that is unfortunate, but might still be able to make it, but I've clearly screwed up. Oh god, okay. God, why is this UI like this? See a projection of the moon. What is this? Descending node. Curve and periapsis. I can't zoom in the way that I want to. It always zooms me in directly towards myself. And I'm not sure why that is. I can't move the node around like that easily, but... Okay, that is a weird way to do that. So do I move this node around until it's like on the moon? That didn't Oh god. The way that they've got the UI I do not like. Not one bit. Is that what that is? It doesn't let me zoom in on it the way I want to. Why? Is that what this is? I cannot see this at all. It's so tiny. If I could zoom in on the thing instead of on myself, is there a way to unlock the camera? Curve and periapsis. That's not what I want. Curve and periapsis. You lost it a while. God damn it. The UI for this part is atrocious. Okay. Can change the focus to Kerbin. I can do that. I can't undo that. That's fantastic. Oh god. Tab? Oh god. That doesn't... Help me. Oh god. Okay. Well... Okay. I'm just gonna try it. We'll just try the burn. We'll just wait till we get there and we'll try the burn and see what happens. Although admittedly, also now that we're getting closer to this edge, I can maneuver this thing around a bit easier, but I don't know why it's like locked in with the shield icon or whatever, but okay, so that's gonna basically like practically skim the lunar surface there, but let's find out how this goes here. So, is it going to give me a mark when I do this? Half and half? Okay. So 50% throttle? 18 seconds. I don't know how you check that, but I will take your word for it. I want to aim at the blue crosshair. Shouldn't it automatically be pointed towards that if it's prograde burn? Okay, so we'll turn this on to stability assist. Oh, shoot. Do I have to be... Okay, well, unfortunate. "18 seconds at full throttle, 9 seconds before the first node, 9 seconds after the node." I don't know what the nodes are. Oh god, okay. What are the nodes? That? Ascending node, okay. So 9 seconds there and 9 seconds there, right? Oh, burn time is down here, 18 seconds, so it's 9 seconds and 9 seconds. T minus 5 minutes, nice. Okay. Or 5 minutes. Very important to not mess those two numbers up. Okay. Gonna drop this down to about 30 seconds. Oh, not the ascending node? Node equals maneuver node, and node is in 5 minutes. Well, was in 5 minutes. Now it's in a minute something. Okay, we're down to 1 minute. I'm glad I don't have to eyeball this. That's the important part. Moon will be long gone. Yeah, I wasn't sure about how fast it travels. I was, like, considering calculating that, but... Well... Is it too late to move this thing? I'm off target a bit. Wait. Oops. I think we're off course by a little bit, but... Burn time... How come it switched that far? Jeez, okay. Overtime, yeah. That's the problem. So I wasn't really trying a serious... This is way more than I thought I was going to bother doing. Yeah, this is also not quite working. I don't know how to do these burns. But, doing corrective burns here, basically. I think I'm supposed to just not quite do the same level of burn here. Be easier. Darn it. Yeah. You know what? That's actually close enough. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it because I do, like you mentioned, have to end stream, and I kind of knew I was going to have to, but it's nice to know sort of like the general gist of what the heck I'm doing, so that helps a lot. I'm definitely not keeping what we've got going here, but yeah, I'm definitely feeling like we can make it on Wednesday. Like, the user interface for this thing, this stupid thing, I hate it. I wish this would die. Oh god. Okay, but either way, yeah. Yeah, I hope you found this one enjoyable. I'll be back again, of course, on Wednesday doing some more of this. Once we've made it around the moon, I'm not going to try landing. We will play Stardew Valley. So hope you found this one enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you all next time.